Wow, it's August already.
Hard to believe, back to school season is here.
Yep, school supplies lists, outfits, uniforms, backpacks, all the jazz.
Yeah, coming up, year's gone by pretty quick so far.
It has, but you not want to know what's not going by so quick these days? Anyone notice houses are sitting a little bit longer?
Yeah, totally sitting longer on the market right now. The market's definitely slowed down a little bit. And we're here to talk about that today. So
yeah, let's get into it. I'm Kayla Walker.
And I'm Bob Shank with 303 Home Team, and this is our August market update and what's going on around town. So let's get started.
Yeah, absolutely. So I bet you guys have noticed that houses are sitting just a little bit longer than they have. They're not going by as quick as those summer days. And that is due to a multitude of reasons. Interest rates are higher, about 6.5 to 6.7 is what we're seeing fluctuation on a week-to-week basis. There's also a couple other factors that are included that we can get to here in just a little bit.
So what this really means in the marketplace is that the data is showing us anyway that houses that are in show condition, that are priced correctly, are still selling at 99% of what they're listed at. So the market hasn't really slowed down in that aspect. The best houses are still selling pretty quickly because there's enough buyers out there looking to make their move that those homes still get snapped up pretty quickly. The problem lies in homes that aren't prepared properly or even just slightly overpriced. The competition is so great right now, much greater than it has been in the last couple of years, that there's a lot of options for buyers to look at. So one of the big, questions we get or concerns that we get from buyers these days are with interest rates being at 6.5, 6.75%. Is it a better option to wait until interest rates tick back down? Or should we investigate what the ramifications of that really is? And to be honest with you, the answer to the question is it depends. So if you're a buyer, sometimes the best case scenario is to continue renting. It may be your best option. However, if you look at the total cost and what happens when interest rates do move and they move down, it really hurts buyers who do wait. And what I mean by that is if interest rates go down to 6% tomorrow, the market of buyers increases by, fourfold, threefold.
It's going to be a frenzy.
When that happens, offers on homes go up. There's more competition. If there's more competition, prices go up. So if you could buy a place at, $500 today, it could be, $525, $535 if this interest rates go down. So there is an advantage to not waiting. Additionally, one of the things we're telling our clients today is if you're thinking of making a move, the opportunity in this market right now is really pretty big if you look at new home construction. These new builders have a lot of inventory, and if they can't move the inventory, they can't build new homes. And so what they do is they drop their prices, and then they give incentives to your financing to make the interest rates more palatable to do a move today. So if you have a question, if you know a renter or if you're a renter thinking of buying a home, let's have that discussion because it may make sense to explore buying a new home today.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And on the flip side, people also ask us, is it a good time to sell? We see houses are sitting there. If you are needing to sell, absolutely. It's always a good time to sell if you need to do that. But with that also comes in mind keeping the buyer psychology at the top of your game, keeping that price point very competitive with other houses and comps in your area, making sure your house is show ready. Small details can make the biggest difference ever. Planting some flowers in those pots out front, getting the carpets cleaned, a fresh coat of paint. Small little things like that will make you stand out because there is so much inventory. Buyers are picky and they will be picky. And sometimes we hear, how come people won't just bring us an offer? We've been on the market. Well, if there's other houses, even $5,000 to $10,000 less than yours that's sitting on the market, they're going to look at that, and if they can make it worse or work, then they can offer get some more concessions in that difference. So like Bob was saying, that small difference in list price makes a huge difference.
We used to be able to price homes high and work our way through it. Today that's just not an option because what ends up happening is your house either sells to one of the first 3 or 4 people who look at it, or it could be 90 days from today and you're wondering why it hasn't sold yet.
Right.
And houses will come on the market behind you priced 10 grand lower,
And they go.
and they'll be sold. And then it's like, what, why didn't they look at my house? There's a very finicky marketplace right now for the buyers.
And there's other factors that go into that. There's HOA, if you're in an HOA or a metro district, property taxes and homeowners insurance. All of those add up to the buyer's bottom line on a month-to-month basis, and they're looking at affordability. They're willing to cut down some fluff items in a house to still get into a house that can work, keeping their bottom line at a comfortable place to be. So pricing appropriately is very, very important out the gate.
Right. So that's, to be honest with you, the biggest discussions we've had with clients over the last 60 days has been exactly that. Here's where we're priced at. Here's where the competition's priced at. How do we make ourselves more attractive than that? So if you have those kind of questions, let's address those before we hit the market, and then we don't have to worry about it 90 days later.
Yeah, because it's a lot harder. Because then, truth be told, at that point, you do have a stigma on the market. Buyers are looking, why has that been on the market for 90 days? And then you're kind of stuck in that stigma, and then a lowball offer. And sometimes you're going to walk away with less or right at what you originally were having the conversation about listing the price at, but you wanted to try just a little bit more, but end up at the same bottom line at the end of the day if you do that in this market.
Oftentimes it doesn't help you, it hurts you. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So if you guys find this market breakdown useful at all, make sure you subscribe to our channel. So next month, when we give our update, you will be sure not to miss it. And next month, we're going to be talking about fall pricing, what happens when kids are back in school, what happens to the marketplace, and preparing the fall season, entering into the winter months. So you won't want to miss that. So make sure you subscribe.
Absolutely. And again, thanks for watching. We're excited to have you guys visit us. And we're just here to be a part of your journey into the next chapter, creating and growing and preserving wealth through real estate.
See you next time.